So, the goal for every Valorant org is to make champions at the end of the year, and with stage 2 ongoing, I feel like it was right to make some predictions about who I think is going to get to champs. So, who will it be? Start off with VCT Americas. Here are the current champ points. So, Lev, G2, NRG are a bit ahead of everyone else. And if you're below 5 points, I probably think it's impossible to catch up to some of the top teams. So, number one, 100 Thieves. They just look really damn good right now. They win WC. They come into stage 2 really hot. They get a 2-0 over G2 pretty dominantly. Then they just 13-0'd Crew yesterday or whenever it was. They just look almost unbeatable. Like everyone's really good right now, even Asuna. So hard to beat them. At 2, Masters London winner Lev. Does feel wrong not to have them at number 1. I mean, they're also off to like a 2-0 start, but I feel like just 100 Thieves have looked so good that I put them over Lev. But Lev should still be one of the best teams in the world, no matter what. I mean, all 5 players can shoot, not much to be said. At 3, I have NRG. They've just been consistently good all year. There's no reason to put them any lower. Win champs, decent showing at Santiago. Underwhelming London. They've had an all right start at stage 2. They got a scare versus MIBR, but either way, I'm still putting my trust in them to make it through with champs points just because they already have a gap over all the other like above average teams, which I would say the same for G2. G2 will not be a top 4 team by the end of the stage, um, borderline top 6 maybe, but just because of their lead on champs points, they'll make it. I just don't see any other team in Americas making the grands outside of like 100 Thieves or Lev. They're in NRG. So there's not really an opportunity for another team to knock G2 out just from champs points. So moving on to Pacific, I forgot to animate Namshim, but they're in 4th. Here's the current standings. So PaperX have already qualified for champions, so they really don't have anything to play for. Namshim and T1 a few points ahead of Full Sense and Global. So I guess the only thing to note is that if a Global or Full Sense want to make it, it would require Namshim or T1 to just be really bad or have a really poor playoffs or something. So number 1, surprisingly, I'm gonna have Varel. Um, they've only won 2 games, but it was against some decent opponents, I guess. Team Secret don't look that bad, or at least as bad as they used to. So they had a 2-1 there, I think, and then they 2-0 T1, which is the main reason I'm really believing in them. One of the only undefeated teams in Pacific, and then to do it at least against T1, who I would expect to be the top team this stage. Um, Pretty damn impressive from them, especially after how bad their stage 1 was. But I guess they are pretty unproven, and this might just be a small sample size, but I'll just have to believe from the results we've seen. And then, okay, my bad. Meant to do 2 first, but T1 at 2. They came in probably with being the favorites just because PaperX have nothing to play for. Um, but yeah, based on the just all the drama and stuff from Full Sense and Global, I wouldn't believe in them two as much as I would T1. Um, they brought back DH, I think. So they have 4 people that could play Duelist. So we'll see how the roles work out, but not been a bad start. Obviously, the loss to Varel's like not what you would expect, but I think that they'll be able to bring it back, especially in playoffs, and just beat all of these less experienced teams. Making it to Grands, which will leave Paper X, of course, have already qualified. So they'll be a 3 seed just from champs points. And then because of like a Varel, a Genji, or a T1 all also looking decent, I don't think that there's going to be enough champs points for Full Sense or Global to catch up to Nonchim, even if they outperform them. Um, I would have probably put Global above Namshim and in the 4th slot. But I think yesterday Namshim 2-0'd Global. Maybe it was a 2-1. So that was a pretty important win for them, and that might get them that 1 champs points that they needed, and a tiebreaker over Global. So not specific. Moving on to China, the current champs points are as stand. EDG, XOG ahead of everyone. EDG already guaranteed the qualification. XOG have so many points, they're probably guaranteed too. And then AG are at 13. They, I don't know if it's enough to get them out because I don't know how much I would believe in them, especially since a lot of other Chinese teams are starting to really pick up now. Number one, I'm gonna have Taiwu though. I made a video on why I thought Taiwu would win champs, and since then they've been 0-2, losing to Nova and XLG. Both of those were 0-2s, but I still believe they could go on a run in a playoffs. I'm a Sweet Fat BB believer, I guess. Yeah, it's just their core is really strong. They looked so good in their first few games that I'm gonna have reason that they could do it again and just go on a run. So I'll have them winning this stage two for China. And then at number two is gonna be Nova. I think Nova are definitely the better team than Taiwu. I think it would just be like a unlucky grand finals type of deal. But Nova are 5-0 right now. Um, there's not much to say except they've been a very pleasant surprise. I guess the Swag Soar edition, that young rushing talent really worked out for them. He's been so damn good. And they've just been destroying teams like the Taiwu matchup. I was not expecting a 2-0 at all, but here we are. The battle Billy for the first seed. Three is EDG. They've already qualified, so again, nothing to play for. It's a little concerning that they're not doing as well. They're 3-2 right now, so their fall off is either they're getting a bit worse, like they did not really show up in EWC, or the rest of China is just getting a lot better. At least I think that's the case for Nova, but I'd be scared if a team like Taiwu looks a lot better than them. Then at four, XLG have the champs points to just qualify anyways. Although at the actual champs event, I feel like out of these four teams, XOG will have the best chance at actually like going on a deep run, just because EDG are falling off, it would seem. And then Taiwu and Nova, that'd be their first ever internationals. So I'll just go with the experienced XOG. Moving on to EMEA, current champs points are as stands. And the thing about EMEA is that it's really even. Like any of the teams on screen here could theoretically make it through champs points, except for like Eternal Fire because they're off to a rough start. Um, so yeah, anyone EMEA is definitely the most wide open out of any of the regions, and at one I'm actually gonna have Carmine Corp. They had an okay EWC win against Paper X was pretty telling. Um, then they've just had a good start to stage two, 2-1. They brought back Narrate. He actually looks really good back in EMEA. So I guess every EMEA team, I wouldn't have anyone that I would just like favor above everybody else. I would just say who's the most likely to like go on a run or something like that. And I'd probably just say Carmine Core for now, until they start to, get worse. They still have one important matchup, which is against a Liquid, so the winner of that game should be the one seed. But we'll see. Two, I'm gonna have Gentlemates. This is probably my favorite EMEA team. Martine's obviously just been the GOAT this year. The Prox addition over Glyph has been decent. They definitely surpassed my expectations in EWC. I think they actually looked really good at that event. Um, Also a 2-1 start. They don't have the deepest map pool, but I think given time they should figure out everything come playoffs and be able to also go on a run just like Carmine Core. And then at threes foot, they're currently leading in champs points. They've been pretty consistent all year. They're just a really good team. I wouldn't say that they're falling off, and that's why I didn't put them in the grand finals. But like, I feel like they'll just get like third or something, just because the other two teams have improved a lot more. But this isn't like a knock to foot or anything. And then at four, Vitality also ahead in champs points right now. They haven't fallen off so much that they're not going to win any games. Like they should just win enough games to get enough points to scrape by some other team, even if the other team places higher than them, like Liquid or something. So EMEA is definitely probably at least the hardest one to predict out of any region. And then I also wanted to throw in some global power rankings just for fun. At one, or first of all, this is who Riot thinks is the top 5 teams in the world right now. Pretty important to note that they do base this off of a lot of event placings. So Lev and Nomshim, both really high up, just because they both have won an event. Even though I think we could both agree Nomshim does not deserve to be a top 5 team in the world. Paper X at 2 is fine. Back-to-back grand finals. And then they have energy at 3. Again, that's fine. Um, T1, pretty interesting to throw them in there because they haven't been, I don't know, I don't remember them at Santiago or even if they made it there. I don't think they did though. But regardless, kind of weird to throw them in. Uh, but Paper X has the highest win rate in the world right now, if that matters. But I'm gonna have 100 Thieves at the number 1 slot. I think America's is by far the best region right now, and they just look really damn good. Which I'll have them over Lev, just like I did in America's. Um, I wouldn't mind putting Lev 100 above 100 Thieves though, just because they won London and haven't slowed down. But 100 Thieves, they're just the highest risers out of anyone right now. At 3, I'm actually gonna have Nova, which is definitely a surprise. But a 5-0 is impressive no matter what region you do it in, especially since they've looked so dominant in it. They remind me of like a young Paper X. Like Paper X adding something, like that's how I see Swag Sora most. He's just been match MVP in a lot of games. They look really damn good. I don't know what else to say. Um, it'll be interesting to see them versus Billy Dilly. I feel like they should just be able to 2-0 another team, another good team at that. So just keep the run going, I guess. At 4 is NRG. Again, I just think America's is definitely the strongest region right now. So I'll put in the third best America's team at the fourth best slot in the world. At 5, I'm gonna have Varel. Another surprising one. I just wouldn't have like the fourth best America's team being better than the best Pacific or EMEA team. And it might be, I don't truly believe that Varel's the best Pacific team, but just based on the recent results, I kind of have to believe it. Um, the one thing is that they're just very unproven, and it's such a small sample size, but only time will tell, I guess. But yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Nova and Varel, because I'm very interested on seeing what happens with both of them. But thank you.